What's going on? This is day two. It's a beautiful day outside. You know, gonna go to church later. Hopefully, um, yeah, that's gonna be good. Hopefully, it's gonna be a good start to the day. See where that takes us. But I'm excited for today. Anyways, yeah. So still on green lights. Let's do it. A few hours later, I returned to camp to pack for my continued journey. On arrival, my guide called out to me in Spanish. Sois luz, Mateo, sois luz, meaning you are light, Matthew, you are light. Now forgiven, I'd let go of the guilt. My confusion was gone, my penance felt paid. Back in good graces, I shook hands with myself. From that morning on, I was present, embracing only what I could see in front of me, and giving it the justice it deserved. For the next 2 weeks, I hiked, canoed, and even macheted my way through the Amazon rainforest on my one hit of ecstasy. And yes, I floated naked on my back down the Amazon River. But no snakes, crocodiles, sharks, or piranhas enveloped me as they had in my dream. I guess they didn't have to anymore. On the final day, while bathing the river, I did see what looked to be the final wave of a mermaid's tail as it slid beneath the water surfaces, heading downriver. I waved back. I had crossed the truth. Did I find it? I don't know. I think it found me. Why? Because I put myself in a place to be found. I put myself in a place to receive it. How do we know when we cross a truth or a truth crosses us? I believe the truth is all around us all the time. The anonymous angels, the butterflies, the answers are always right there, but we don't always identify, grasp, hear, see, or access them because we're not in the right place to. We have to make a plan. Green light. Alright, and then another poem. God, when I cross the truth, give me the awareness to receive it, the consciousness to recognize it, the presence to personalize it, the patience to preserve it, and the courage to live it. First, we have to put ourselves in the place to receive the truth. This noisy world we live in, with its commitments, deadlines, fixed thises, do that's, and expectations make it hard to get clarity and peace of mind, famous or not. So we have to consciously put ourselves in a place to receive that clarity, whether that's prayer, meditation, a walkabout, being in the right company, a road trip, whatever it is for each of us. Then, after we've put ourselves in a place to listen to the gospel and hear their music, we then have to be aware enough to receive it and conscious enough to recognize it. It will arrive nameless because it is clear, omnipresent, unanimous, and infinite. It usually lands like a butterfly, quick and quiet. When we let it in, it needs no introduction. Then the relationship can begin, and we need the presence to personalize it. This is where the anonymous truth gets intimate and becomes autonomous. We ask ourselves what it means, how it's unique to us, and why it's here now. Then comes the harder part, having the patience to preserve it. It getting it from our intellect into our bones, soul, and instinct. We must pay attention to it, concentrate on it, keep it lit, and not let it flutter away. This takes commitment, time, and attendance. If we make it this far, after we put ourselves in the right place to receive the truth, recognize it as such, and make it our own, and preserved it, then comes the coup de grace. Having the courage to live it. To actually walk from that place where it found us, take the truth with us into the screaming arena of our daily lives, practice it, and make it an active part of who we are. If we can do that, then we are on our way to heaven on earth, where what we want is what we need, where what we need is what we want. I returned to Hollywood and soon made a decision to play the role of Palmer Joss opposite Jodie Foster in Robert Zemeckis' Contact. After my spiritual journey on the Amazon, my choice to inhabit a man who believed in God and a world of science was very close to the truth of where I was in my own life and where I wanted to spend my time in front of the camera. Jodie Foster is a clear lead, and people question why I took the girl's role, as they called it at that time, instead of taking the other leading roles because I was being offered. But I was more than satisfied with my choice, and I was interested in what I termed philanthropic roles and stories of self-discovery, as well as working with great directors. After we wrapped up filming, I continued canoeing rivers, only now I was to row the highways of the United States. So I bought a 1996 GMC Savannah van and tricked it out to suit my fancies. I gutted the interior except for the two front captain chairs, and installed a custom-made console with a hideaway cooler and drain, a PA system like I had on my high school truck, and a Rode NT1A shock-mounted microphone on the end of the bendable arm connected to a cassette recorder that was mounted into the ceiling above the driver's seat so I could make high-end voice recordings while driving down the road. Many have been transcribed and are in this book. I spent 10 grand on an Alpine AMP, uh, Tancredi equalizer, and Focal ES speakers for a top-end vintage sound system, fixed a leopard skin couch bed into the back, and drilled a hole into the floor to fit an oil funnel so I could take a pee without having to pull over. I named that van Cosmo, and Miss Hud and I hit the road. And then a poem. I never cared much for destinations. The idea of landing is too finite for my imagination and sense of song. Give me a direction and a 16-lane highway with room to swerve and explore along the way. Like jazz, I prefer to see life as a river. After a few months traversing the states and either sleeping on that leopard skin bed or in a motel, Miss Hud and I decided we were ready to commit to being road dogs. So we upgraded and purchased a 20-foot Airstream International CCD, hooked it up to the back of the Cosmo, and towed our new home on the road behind us. Now fully sufficient, Miss Hud and I became what the trailer world calls full-timers. We carved trails from Manitoba to Guatemala and 48 of the 49 unreachable United States of America in between. Our compass, wherever we wanted to go. Our schedule, whenever we wanted to go there. Roger Clemens is pitching in New York 3 days from now. It's a 3-day drive from Albuquerque, New Mexico. So we'll head out in the morning and make the game. There's a cult concert in Detroit in the next night. Perfect. We'll swing by for that day after Clemens takes the bump. I also took my meetings with film directors on the road. For instance, if I was in Utah and headed east, I'd schedule my guests to fly in Boulder, Colorado the next morning, pick them up in the local airport. Then we would drive together and discuss their project for the next 7 hours until I dropped them off at the airport in Lincoln, Nebraska for their next flight home. Behind the steering wheel has always been my favorite seat, and driving the highways of America has always been my ideal office. We went on location to Rhode Island, where I got to work with Steven Spielberg on Amistad, a film about a slave revolt aboard a Spanish schooner in 1839, in a case that reached the Supreme Court and became notable in the abolition movement. I also made the Newton Boys with my old friend who gave me my first shot in this business, Richard Linklater. It was about an outlaw gang of brothers who were the most successful train and bank robbers in history. The man I portrayed was Willis Newton, who was from my hometown of Uvalde, Texas. One of the originators of outlaw logic, he'd rather shoot the lock than use a key any day. Miss Hud and I enjoyed boondocking and the trailer park life, especially the people we met and observed along the way. For me, this was acting as storytelling 101, a front row seat to real characters in real life. It was live, not memorex. Behavior, not attitude. I wrote in my diary and recorded in my mic daily. Trailer parks are full of renegades, runaways, professional clowns, rock band guitarists, down on their luckers, wildlife lovers, 4 p.m. cocktailers, book readers, retired couples, single mothers, unicyclers, inventors, patterners, gardeners, dreamers, lost souls, hippies, motorheads, meth cookers, million milers, and iron your own suit at 6 a.m.ers. One thing they all appreciate is minding their own business, and you minding yours. If the door is shut, don't come knocking is one of the first rules of the trailer park living. Sure, I heard Matthew McConaughey staying in the trailer park living. No. Sure, I heard Matthew McConaughey staying in the park many times, but after a few waves and head high howdies, everyone always respected my privacy because for the most part, Everyone honored trailer park rules. When they didn't, the rest of the park let them know. On the other hand, if you didn't want to meet people, in the words of Bobby Thin Lizzie Robinson and the Lazy Days mobile home park in Quartzsite, Arizona, just open the hood of your truck. Plenty of people will come and help you. Miss Hutt and I took our time on the road and went where we pleased, when we wanted to, keeping the shiny side high, the rubber side low, and if you ever get in a rush, just leaving early, just like Robbie Cricket McKenzie told us when we were pulling out of the Creekside Trailer Park in Gadsden, Alabama. Another poem. Common sense is like money and health. Once you have it, you have to work to keep it. On one film shoot, Miss Hutt and I settled into the trailer park on the Squamish Nation Indian Reserve just south of the Second Narrows Bridge in Vancouver, Canada. The chief of the reservation, Mike Hunt, yes, that was his name, and I soon became buddies. Living on the river, the Squamish were adept fishermen. But they became particularly efficient at the art of catching coho salmon. Instead of venturing out in their canoes with bait and hooks, they now walked into the shallow stream and simply lined up an alley of stones leading into the open entrance of an abandoned shopping cart from the local supermarket. It wasn't much of a sport, not at all really, but it was highly reliable. I would cook beef ribeye steaks on the outdoor grill of my Airstream and trade them for coho salmon freshly captured in the steel baskets on wheels. One day, a paparazzo moved into the trailer park looking to snap pictures of me. Chief Hunt and his brothers went to him and told him he was not welcome on the reservation. Why? The paparazzo said. Because we are a tribe here, and you're making one of our brothers uncomfortable. Well, too bad, the paparazzo defended. I pay my rent, and this is a free country. Not on this reservation, it's not. Chief Hunt and his brothers escorted the guy off the reservation that night. Not only did I never see him again, he never saw me. He didn't even get a single photo. 6 weeks later, when I was done filming and packing up to leave, Chief Mike and his brothers gave me a parting gift, a hand-carved canoe, paddle engraved with the Squamish Nation's Thunderbird symbol. The paddle is what gives the Squamish Nation its direction on the water. Chief Hunt said, "May this one be your compass. Watch over you on your travels, Brother Matthew." From that day on, I affectionately called my 28-foot International CCD Airstream the Canoe. Green light. Alright. And that's where we're going to stop today. We're going to pick this up most likely tomorrow.